Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage. This is my 1971 Alfa Romeo GTV barn find restoration project. Now, ever since I made a video saying that the restoration costs on this car are likely to be about £50,000, I've been constantly asked one question. What did you actually pay for the car? Now, I've avoided answering it for a long time. Partly because I didn't know where this project would end financially and what my total cost would be. But mainly because I wanted to explain something much bigger first. Because with project cars, the purchase price can determine whether the whole project becomes a dream or a complete financial disaster. And I think this is where so many people get it wrong. So I'm finally going to tell you what I paid for this barn find project, but more importantly, I'm going to explain how I valued it. Because buying a project car the wrong way can completely ruin the experience before you've even picked up a spanner. Now, when I first saw this car, it looked rough. I mean properly rough. Dust and mud everywhere, caked onto the body. Years of standing with flat wheels buried in the dirt. I couldn't even properly inspect the car. I couldn't see the chassis number. I couldn't properly inspect the engine. It was covered in rodents' nests. I didn't know if the engine was seized. I didn't know how bad the rust was underneath. The car was so low with the flat wheels buried in the mud. And anyone who's bought an old classic knows sometimes the biggest problems are the ones you can't see. Now, online, people romanticize barn finds. I mean, YouTube can make it look so simple. You drag it out of the barn, you put in a battery, you start it up, you drive it off into the sunset. But really, is reality like that? I mean, most barn finds are financially terrifying because until you strip the car down, you don't really know what you've bought. And now that we're reaching the end of this restoration, I can finally see where the numbers are landing. Now, I think the total restoration costs we're going to bring in at about £47,000. Now, that's not cutting any corners. All the mechanicals are brand new. The suspension is new. The fuel tank lines are all new. We have got a really good body and a really good paint job. But I've also been trying to save as much of the original parts as possible. So all of the glass is original, the chrome trim, the interior, some of the lights. And as I said, the total restoration cost has been about £47,000. Now, if I had to renew the interior, which we can still make that decision towards the end, I'd say the total restoration cost would be closer to £50,000. But here's the scary part. Restoration costs today are absolutely brutal. Paintwork, specialist labor, chrome, mechanical rebuilds, it all adds up so fast. Which is exactly why paying too much for a project car at the start is so dangerous. Now, I genuinely believe most people lose money on their project cars before the restoration has even started. And not because the restoration has gone badly, but because they've overpaid emotionally. They fall in love with the idea of the car, the dream of the finished car, the excitement of finding one, and suddenly logic disappears. Now, personally, I have a rule when buying cars, whether they're project cars or otherwise. Once I own the car, I will spend whatever I need to on that car. And I think my Ferrari 360 was a case in point. I bled money on that car once I owned it. But going in, buying the car, I refuse to overpay. Now, I see those as two different things. But if you overpay in the beginning, you remove all of your financial headroom later. And particularly when it comes to restorations, they always cost more than you think. Always. And there's something I've learned over the years of being around classic cars. The most dangerous projects often aren't the total wrecks. They're the average ones. The ones where people think, it's not so bad. It just needs a little bit of work. Because restoring a middle condition car often costs as much as restoring a total wreck. Paint costs are the same. Mechanical rebuilds are the same. Chrome work's the same. Labor is exactly the same. And suddenly, before you know it, you spend £40,000 restoring a average car. And that's how people end up trapped financially in projects. Now, another really important factor is the market. Not dealer or trader asking prices. They mean absolutely nothing. And that's why I always look at auction prices. Auction prices tell you the real market. Not hopeful pricing, not emotional pricing. It's real buyers spending real money in the real market. And that to me is incredibly important when valuing cars and valuing projects like this. Now I watch the market and I've seen a few of these GTVs come up as project cars and people ask crazy amounts of money, some £8,000, even as high as £10,000. Now those are really somebody's fantasy until someone actually comes and pays that. Now as a hint, I paid nowhere near that value. So when I stood in the barn and looked at this car, I tried to remove emotion completely. I needed to ask one simple question. What's the worst case scenario here? Because honestly, I don't know what's hiding underneath. So instead of valuing the car as a complete car, I valued it as a collection of parts that I could use on my other car. Now viewers of the channel will know that I already own a 1969 Alfa Romeo 1750 Mark I. So the wheels on the car were original and they had value and I could use them on my Mark I, so I gave them a £500 value. The gearbox, well, the gearbox on my car, the synchro's gone. And there were invoices with this car to say that the gearbox had recently been done, so I gave a rebuilt gearbox a £500 value. The dash in this car was one of the best I'd ever seen, and I could really have used that if I'd needed to. So it's worth at least another £500. Then there's glass, trim pieces, and various bits and pieces. And I started to mentally add everything up. So I came up with a number in my head, and a number where I thought, if this car turns out to be a complete disaster, I can probably still be okay with the parts that I've paid for. And thankfully, the owner agreed to that value. And that number was £3,000. That's what I paid for this barn find restoration project. £3,000. Now that decision probably saved this restoration project, because buying it at that price gave me something incredibly important: headroom. Because once I had assessed the car and realized it needed so much more work and so much more welding, it allowed me to do the car properly. Not cheaply, not halfway, but doing it properly and not worrying that the constant spend that's going into the restoration has me completely ridiculously upside down on the car. Now some people will say that in today's market, people ask £8,000, £10,000 for restoration projects, and yes, they do. But I ask, where's the money to do a proper restoration when someone's asking those kind of values? And that's the problem. You cannot buy emotionally on projects like this. You have to buy with discipline. And the important part to remember is that restoration costs don't care what you paid for the car. And thankfully, buying this car at £3,000 gave me the financial headroom to restore it properly. Now, I think the biggest lesson for me with this restoration project and all of the restoration projects I've done is you make your financial mistake when you buy the car. Not when you sell it, not when you restore it. Buying wisely changes everything. It reduces stress, it gives you options, and most importantly, it allows you to enjoy the journey. Because that's what it's really all about, a journey. Watching something that was forgotten slowly coming back to life. And that's why we love classic cars. So now you finally know £3,000 for the car, and so far £47,000 in restoration costs, and I'm almost done. So confident the entire car should come in at around about £50,000. Now that's a huge amount of money because I sold my Ferrari for just a little bit more than that. But looking back now, I'm incredibly grateful to the previous owner for accepting that offer, Because without that headroom, I genuinely don't think I could have restored the car to this level. And now I'm not saying it's the best, but it's the best that I can do in a home garage with basic tools. So if you're looking for a car, or you're looking for a project car or classic for yourself, my advice is simple. Be patient, be realistic, and never ever overpay. Always leave enough room for either your restoration costs to do it properly, or if something goes wrong with the car, to be able to fix it properly. Because that decision right at the start will define your entire journey with that project or that car. So guys, I have now answered my most asked question. What did you pay for the barn find? But please let me know in the comments below whether you think that was a good price, a good decision. And remember, with hindsight, it's always easy to say, because when you're buying the car up front, you've got to make a decision right up front. Guys, thanks again for watching another episode of RC Classic Garage. It's been great having you along. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This channel is all about the ownership experience of my classic car collection. But it's been great having you along. Thanks for watching. Ciao.